Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal Steele, coming to you live on a Sunday night, feeling all right, out of sight. What a day have we had. Just incredibly bullish, incredibly positive. So much positive news coming out of the Doge sphere. A mile a minute right now. Honestly, a mile a minute. Everything is going so swimmingly, and we're going to cover all that tonight and more. But before we get started, if you could just smash that like button. It takes a split second of your time. Doesn't cost you a dime. Number one thing you can do to help a newish emerging channel like this get up in front of those tricky YouTube algorithms, get up in front of more viewers, etc., etc. And then also, if you're new here and you're not a dick, feel free to subscribe. Hit the all on the notification bell. We've got a great community here, and we are growing exponentially each and every day. We'd love to have you a part of it as we ascend to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And also, memberships are available. I'll be doing a short membership stream after this. So a members only stream after this. How do you join membership? You just click the join button. There's 3 different tiers of membership that I'm offering right now, and it just starts at $4 a month. And I've been offering a lot of exclusive membership only content, and we have a really good time there. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat any time throughout this broadcast, it's obviously greatly appreciated for all the time and efforts put in. So who do we got in here? We got Terry Reed, Nurse Terry Reed, Kyle S., Kama DeLuthi in the chat, Alan Schneider, Josh Randell, Disavows, Sliding Edge, Kyle S., Maxine Hall, a lot of members in here, and a lot of a few other folks as well, for sure. Good combo. The real Nick Balls is taking it easy tonight, but he is tuning in. He is in the chat. We've got Crypto Daniel, we've got 7-1, we've got a bunch of other folks as well. Welcome one, welcome all. Great to have you guys. Great to have you guys. Casanova, what's up, dude? What is up? What's shaking? What's shaking? Let me see. What did I have on here? We're looking at an hour chart right now. We'll get a little bit. We'll dial it down even a little bit more, down to. We'll go on a 15-minute chart while we're on. If my my cursor can get over there, there we go. We'll just zoom out a little bit. So yeah, just incredible progress today, and we're going to kind of take some jabs at why we're experiencing this progress, where it's going to be going in the near future, what can potentially be expected in terms of probability goes. And just to kind of summarize, Dogecoin is up 80% now, over 80% over the last month, over the last 30 days. Just incredible progress. Over the last week, Dogecoin is up an even 40% now. 40% in a week, guys. Just astounding. And then over the last 24 hours, we are up over 10%. And Doge coming in with its current market cap at close to 44 billion. Not too shabby at all. Bitcoin keeps rising. It's up. It's been trading sideways over the last hour, but it's up a little over a percentage point over the last 24 hours. Up about 10% over the last week, about 50% over the last month. Right now trading almost going on 48,000. We're getting there. And Ethereum, you guys. Ethereum is trading almost at 3,300 now. Yes, I love it. Ethereum up about a percentage over the last day, up 12% over the last week, and about trading sideways over the last hour. But all in all, an incredibly nice bull run. Everything's looking really, really, really nice. And, we'll see how it goes. Let's see. RW, what is up, RW? Anyway, get to the top of the lot of notes and news that I wanted to get to tonight. Just going over my notes here. So this first story comes courtesy of Bazinga. Doge breaches 30-cent mark after Elon Musk agrees with Mark Cuban. It's the strongest medium of exchange among cryptos. It's no secret. Tesla CEO. Why do they always do that? Every single news article that utters Elon Musk's name, they go, Tesla CEO, as if there's not a person on the planet at this point that doesn't know that Elon Musk is the, the CEO of Tesla. And Mark Cuban are staunch backers of cryptocurrency Dogecoin. The two have invariably thrown their weight behind the meme cryptocurrency, promoting it through tweets and statements. What happened? Musk seems to agree with Cuban's view that the Dogecoin, I actually like that they said the Dogecoin. I like the way that rolls off the tongue. The Dogecoin. That the Dogecoin is the strongest cryptocurrency as a medium of exchange. Cuban made the statement in an interview on CNBC Friday night, adding that since the beginning to accept Dogecoin as payment for merchandise in March, the Dallas Mavs have seen substantial sales. The Mavericks are NBA team owned by Cuban. It's a medium that can be used for the acquisition of goods and services. The community for Doge is strongest when it comes to using it as a medium of exchange, Cuban told CNBC. In a reply to a CNBC tweet of the article, Musk said he's been making this point for quite some time. Why is this important? Why is this important? Well, it's rose at about 99% Friday before settling around 28.68 cents, and it tacked down another 2.2% to round it at 29.31. That was on Friday. So this is, we've gone over this before, but the fact that we have Mark Cuban and Elon Musk not only on the same page, and we suspected that they're on the same page, but just to come out as full-throated as Cuban has over the last 48 hours has just been really extraordinary and really, really fun and an inspiring addition to what we are all working for here. Welcome. I'd like to welcome 7-1 to membership. Welcome to that lean, mean, green on the scene. Love to see it. Welcome, 7-1, and thanks for signing up as a member. And Nurse Terry Reed coming with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Nurse. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Loving this day, Stephen, and all of our Doge family. Amen. Amen. Terry, appreciate you. Appreciate you always being here. And let's get down to it, boppers. Thank you again, Terry. Really appreciate you. We love you here. We love you here. It was excellent. So here is Cuban. He was kind of gotten into some scuff ups and kind of getting down in the trenches of Twitter warfare with some, I guess you would describe them as Bitcoin maximalists that were actually started it. They started it with Cuban, and we're coming at him. Why are you putting your weight behind this weight behind Dogecoin, and Bitcoin so much more, deserving of this and so forth? I'm just taking a sip of my tea there, guys. And they just couldn't wrap their heads around it. And of course, they're all kind of aligning themselves with the old misunderstandings and misinformational tropes regarding Dogecoin. They're, kind of all falling back on there's been no development. There's no developers on the project. There hasn't been since 2013. That was a common one. Has no utility. That's another common one. And, so forth. And it has an unlimited supply. All these things are false. All these things are false. So, but Cuban has obviously spent a decent deal of time educating himself even more on Dogecoin since he first came out in favor of it a few months ago. And he was schooling these guys. He was schooling them with one arm tied behind his back. He was really taking it to him. It was good time. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. Let me pull up Mark Cuban's Twitter timeline here. So there's a couple things that I wanted to kind of go over and just see how it's going here. Unfortunately, Mark Cuban has not taken up my suggestion yet to augment his and change out his profile picture with the slight kind of Doge-centric edition, the one that I offered up. Not holding my breath on that, but who knows? There's a 1 in a million chance. I would say my chances are better 1 in a million. They're probably 1 in 700,000. So Mark is up, tweeting right now. I think mostly about sports, though. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through to see if I missed anything. Nope, he's still. So the most recently he was tweeted about Bitcoin and Dogecoin was as late as 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, but it was interesting because he ended up responding to Slum Doge Millionaire. You know, Slum Doge Millionaire. He is the young man that risked it for the biscuit. He put his full life savings. I don't recommend this, but it's what he did. He put his full life savings to, which was like $160,000, somewhere around there, and he put it all in dog money, like all of it. And he's been holding. And I think he's a millionaire again now, as of where the market stands now, anyway. And that's and he's got his own YouTube channel. I actually tried to get him on here once, and we were corresponding a bit, and then nothing ever materialized. But I know how it is being like practically a full-time or at least a daily content creator. It's really easy to for things to get lost in the shuffle, and you forget about getting back. So I haven't tried hitting him back in at least 6 weeks. So I'll just circle back. It'd be nice to get him on the show here. I think we can make it happen. Anyway, he responded to Slum Doge Millionaire, and he said, I posted Maverick sales in Doge throughout the season. Some of it was at a much higher price than here, meaning there was even more Doge sales than what he originally listed. And so there's this other guy that said the point of Doge, Bradley Redler said, the point of Doge that people miss is that Mark Cuban owns Doge, and he's a cool guy. And if you buy Doge, you can be a cool, down-to-earth billionaire like Mark Cuban. You will also make Mark Cuban more wealthy, which will make it a community anyone can join and enjoy. Mark Cuban said back to this guy, he said, the Doge community was strong before I got involved with it. In fact, it was the community that was the attraction and led to the Mavs accepting it for transactions. And then Mark also revealed that he is a Doge holder, though not a lot, not considering how much money he has, but he has about 15,000 in Doge. But the bottom line is, there's lots of proof of concept here. Mark Cuban knows it. He has been, saying it from the rooftops now, something that we've been saying on this show and over and over and over again. And that is, Mark understands fully well. He's seeing the numbers. He's seeing the data that Dogecoin is dead on arrival in a retail space. And the Dogecoin community and Dogecoin holders will spend if given the opportunity to support a particular business or franchise that is willing to offer them that way to pay for items, for inventory, right? So the numbers don't lie. And as Mark said, far and away, he made more money in the first month that he offered Dogecoin as a checkout option than he had in the entire year, the previous 2 years that he was offering people to check out with Bitcoin. People aren't spending Bitcoin. People in mass are never going to be spending Bitcoin. I don't know why. I don't know why this is a controversial thing and a difficult thing for Bitcoin maximalists to wrap their head around. This is not controversial. It's not even a dig or a slight at Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, but the truth is, Bitcoin is more like it's like owning digital gold. I love gold too, right? But we don't buy things on a day-to-day basis with gold. You're not buying one of those heat up sandwiches and lattes at Starbucks with your gold or with Bitcoin. It's not going to happen. It doesn't make any sense. It'd be a really dumb thing for you to do, right? So Mark Cuban understands this more than most because he's seen it. He's seen it bore out in the numbers now, time and time again. And he's had long enough of a period of a trial run where he is convinced. He's very convinced. And, you know, he even got into it with, hey, Miles G. Good to see you in the chat, Miles G. Great to see you. Is that an Upcoin cup? Yeah. Oh, man. As I was saying, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, Mark Cuban has been having the ability for people to check out with Dogecoin for a while now, and he's seen proof of concept time and time again, and he's seen the numbers coming in, and there's no other cryptocurrency that even closely rivals. And I saw him get into it with even some other folks on Twitter briefly too, like some super ADA guys or whatever. And, you know, Mark is like, you know, that's great. That's great. I'm not saying your coins don't have some solid utility to offer. That's not the point. But the point is, the Doge people spend. They buy things, and I'm in this. I'm in this making money. Is where Cuban's coming from, and it's like if people aren't actually buying my merchandise and buying tickets with their cryptocurrency, it's pretty pointless. But people do that with dog money. They will do it, and they do it. So at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to, is basically voting with your dog money. And, you know, I've said this before, but, you know, orders. I'm not a Mavs fan, but, you know, if we all order just a little bit of something out of that Mavs store, I think this could really potentially have a snowballing effect, guys. I mean, imagine if wherein Mark Cuban's just recently announced that he's offering very special discounted prices for anyone that pays with Dogecoin in his Mavs store, Mavs gear. Imagine if we like doubled or tripled the Doge numbers that he's done before. Imagine if we triple the numbers over the next 30 days of Mavs sales for Mark Cuban. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. And not only that would be incredible, specifically why it would be incredible is because Mark will be like, wow, this Dogecoin thing, this community, they're super ready. They're super ready for adoption. They're ready to spend. They're ready to just get this thing going and get on with it. And then when other esteemed businessmen and companies see the numbers that Mark Cuban is revealing, continues to reveal with Dogecoin sales, well, that's just going to much more rapidly encourage other business owners, other entrepreneurials and types to kind of jump in and get antiquated with Dogecoin as a checkout option for whatever their business is, for whatever they're selling. I don't think we're too far away from any of this now, but I do think it's important that we take action. It's important that we take action. So if you're able to even just buy a t-shirt or even just buy a hat, you know, from the Mav store, just kind of as a show of support and voting, I think that would be awesome. I will be doing that. What is the link to the Mav store? Good question. Let me look it up here quick. I was looking at it before. It should be in my recent... I'm going to it now, guys. Okay. Mavs, tickets, schedule, media, shop. There it is. I got it. I got you guys. Here is the link. Stephen, do you think C can get Mark Cuban to put a Doge on the Mavs jersey like the professional EPL soccer team did with England? And that's another story I'm getting to tonight, guys. That would be awesome. I think it's a great idea, Kyle. Nothing that I don't know why I didn't consider that, but I think it's possible. You know, if anybody would step out and take that chance and do such a thing, it would be Mark Cuban, right? So maybe that's something we could kind of politely and playfully campaign for, right? I think that would be awesome if we could do that. If we could just get, you know, even just like a room for the Mavs jersey, just like little, you know, Doge dog patches on there. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But yeah, that is the link for the Dallas Mavs shop, and that's where you can pay with Dogecoin upon checking out. So I will be making my purchase pretty soon. And you know, kind of about wearing Mavs gear now, it's kind of like an unofficial, like it's almost unofficial Doge signaling of support. Yeah. So let's see what's going on in the chat. He could build a Doge logo in the center of the court for one game or something, have a Doge theme game next season. I could see that. That sounds like a very probable, very good idea. I think you guys are coming up with some really good ideas in the chat right now. Really good ideas in the chat right now. Josh Randell, Steven, imagine paying for a crying stripper lap dance with Doge. Oh, it sounds rather unpleasant, actually. We don't want our dancer ladies to be crying. We want them to be happy. But you know, maybe the cute dog bunny might make them happy. Might make them happier. Doge mascot. I'm gonna buy a Mavs jersey with Doge. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of checking it out right now too. They've got they got a lot of gear, actually. They got a lot of gear. They've got, I like a jersey. I like this, I don't know. It must be like a local thing, like local reference to like their, like star players or something, but it's like Luke and Bobby BFFs. I don't even know what that means, but it looks funny. It looks fun. I might wear a Luke and Bobby t-shirt. But yeah, there's tons of gear to pick from there if you just scroll down for men and women. So feel free, guys. Feel free. Tears of joy. I haven't encountered many strippers in my life while they're crying tears of joy during their work, but not that it hasn't occurred. So next story, which someone mentioned in the chat already, English Premier League team features Dogecoin for 21-22 season. Players wear Doge logo on sleeves, and it looks great. If you can see these pictures here, yeah, why don't we bring it up? I'll just give me a moment, guys. Actually, I'll read some of the article, then I'll show you pictures of the Doge jerseys from the English Premier League. The players of the Watford Football Club, an English professional football team based here in Watford, are based in Watford, not here in Watford, Hertfordshire, are wearing the Dogecoin logo on their sleeves. The team plays in the Premier League, also called English Premier League, EPL, the first tier of English football. The Athletic publication reported Saturday that Watford's shirt sleeve sponsor on the 2022 season will be cryptocurrency Dogecoin. The publication detailed the deal collaboration with main shirt sponsor Stake.com will be worth in the region of 700,000 pounds to the Premier League newcomers, and it could break the previous sleeve partnership with Bitcoin of 1 million if it gains global traction. Wow! So the sleeve sponsorship took the place of Bitcoin. That's a bit metaphoric, right? A bit metaphoric. But that deal was made with Stake.com to the tune of 700,000. Yeah. For Furthermore, the announcement states, to commemorate the beginning of a partnership, Stake will be running crypto-themed initiatives, including a 10 million Doge coin giveaway at their on their international platform. Wow. A 10 million Dogecoin giveaway? That's wild, man. That's a lot. That is a lot. Prior to partnership with Stake, Watford Football Club signed a deal with Sportsbet in 2019. The deal included the players wearing the Sportsbet brand on the front of Watford shirts and the image representing Bitcoin on their sleeves throughout 2019-2020. So the Doge has replaced Bitcoin on this English Premier League team. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Maybe Steven could announce the games for the Mavs. I would take that gig in a heartbeat. I would relocate my life and take that gig in a heartbeat. That would be so fun. That'd be so cool. Nice thumbnail, Steve. Thank you, Abstractus. I posted on Twitter shortly before I went on the air tonight, just kind of like a joke. I was like, I designed a thumbnail that was like a parody of most crypto YouTube channels. It was just super over the top and dumb, and had this really bad text on it with my mouth wide open, looking really surprised. And it said, "This rando shitcoin will 1000x tonight." That's one of my favorite things when I see crypto channel videos say 100x tonight. I've seen that a few times tonight. Like, wow, tonight. Become a millionaire tonight. RW Stevens, so I think it's any time now that Elon will make the announcement for Tesla acceptance. Good point, RW. With the wheels in motion as they are right now, it is my belief that becomes a much more increasing probability of taking place in the near future. Can't know for sure. Could be wrong, but I do, like I said, I think it's definitely increased the probability of that happening in the near future. So we'll see how it goes. Guys. That mug is killing it. Oh yeah, that's a picture of me, guys. That's a picture of me, and that mug is the biggest mug you'll ever see in your life. That is Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt from Return of the Jedi. And that's me drinking tea out of my Jabba the Hutt mug. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby. Handpan. Mark Cuban. Hey, I'm accepting Doge and offering discounts. BTC Maxis. No. We're going to put Doge in evidence trying to convince you that BTC is better. But I also accept BTC. That's the thing. I mean, Mark accepted BTC before Bitcoin or before Dogecoin. He tried that. He was there. He'd been there. He had done that, and it resulted in very dismal sales for years. And the moment he offered Dogecoin, it became a thing. It outsold in 1 month. Mark Cuban made more sales through Dogecoin than he had in the previous 2 years with Bitcoin in a month. Come on. But yeah, that's Jabba, and the handle is actually Jabba's big tail. Big tail. I'd watch club soccer for Steven. I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I just got to be honest with you. I'm not anti-soccer. It's just never been my thing. But you know, the English call it football. The Europeans call it football. Pardon my yawning, guess. And we call it soccer. Or sometimes people use the distinction term American football when obviously talking about football here. That's what they call it over there, American football. That's what they call our football here. Anyway, when Nick McLaren's, it's not too long away. Not too long away, man. I can't wait to go for a night drive in Nick's McLaren, man. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Speaking of which, this next story comes courtesy of Market Insider. Elon Musk backs Mark Cuban's claim that Dogecoin is the best cryptocurrency exchange as a medium of exchange. This is just kind of an article kind of echoing that again. The only difference that I saw in this was Cuban started to accept Dogecoin as payment for merchandise for the Dallas Mavericks, which he owns. Back in March, he announced on Thursday that the basketball team would offer special prices for customers choosing to pay with Dogecoin at summer sales. It's a medium that can be used for the acquisition of goods and services, Cuban told CNBC. The community for Doge is the very strongest when it comes to the medium of exchange. Musk's comment on Saturday appeared to reassure Doge fans that Tesla boss still supports them and was trading at 6.4%. You know, it's so funny. When Elon just takes a week off from mentioning Doge, how many people freak out? I always get messages and questions like that when Elon just doesn't say anything about Doge for a week or two. Do you think he's left us? Do you think he's not into Doge anymore? Do you think he's done? Do you think he dumped? Etc., etc. I'm like, you guys, calm down. Elon's not going anywhere. He's got long-term projection, long-term plans for the dog money. No need to worry. He's shown us so many signals to know that he's in it to win it, in for the long haul. 33.5. This friggin' rules. Yes, we are moving. We are moving, guys. Can we get to 34 cents while we're still on the air? Certainly a probability. Certainly a probability. Jimmy D, have a good night, man. No worries. Speaking of Elon Musk, this next story I wanted to cover came courtesy of The Guardian. The Guardian. The Guardian. And just giving you a heads up, I'm going to be a bit critical of this story. And the Guardian's hit or miss. I mean, it's not like my go-to. I definitely don't consider it a go-to for reliable, unbiased news. It's a far cry from C-SPAN. Anyway, so the title of this article is Elon Musk's tiny home won't help save the world. Paying more taxes would, writes Arwa Madawi. And this is from a weekly column in The Guardian that's titled The Week in Patriarchy. Okay. And she goes on to write, it's more than a little nauseating to watch a billionaire whose wealth rocketed during the pandemic being venerated for living modestly. Elon Musk has an enormous rocket in a tiny house. I got to give it to her there. That's a funny line. Last year, the multi-billionaire announced that he was going to sell off most of his physical possessions, including multiple mansions, and will own no house. He appears to have made good on much of the pledge and is now living in a $50,000, 375 square foot prefab home in Texas that he runs from his company SpaceX. Now, this is where it gets interesting, put it that way. She goes on to write, to say that Musk has fans is an understatement. His devotees, okay, the 50-year-old has an army of admirers, most of whom are young and male. Oh my God. I cannot believe the gall of these Elon Musk fans. They're not fans. They're devotees. And they're young. And they're male. How awful. Who seem to believe that he is the second coming. Predictably, Musk's new living arrangements has sparked an orgy of admiration from the Musk Bros. And they have the term Musk Bros hyperlinked because it's the Guardian. That's how the Guardian is, who see it as setting another example of how their dear leader is selflessly and modestly saving the world. Reminder, Elon Musk is the richest person globally with a net worth of $193 billion, as he lives in a $50K foldable home that he rents. One guy gushed in a tweet that went viral, stop buying stuff you don't need to impress people you don't like. Now, that's very good advice. I'll grant you that. But let's not pretend Musk is living a simple and sustainable life, shall we? Like, there's an old adage, an old slang term that is, what's your damage? That's what I feel like asking this author as I read her silly rants. And it's really kind of juvenilely stated and laid out. It just sounds like somebody being incredibly overly judgmental and petty. And the reason why the Guardian has labeled Elon Musk fans as devotees, aka Musk Bros, because that is a kind of a propaganda technique to dehumanize a group of people, right? Soon as you just put them into this category that they literally made up, and then call them devotees rather than fans or people, it gets easier to dehumanize them, and it gets easier to say more and more disparaging things about them. You know, I would say that someone like myself is right in the thick of this stuff, almost more than anyone. I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk. I'm not a devotee. I've said many times on Twitter, on here, you know, with or without Elon, Elon's an awesome addition. I love Elon. But, you know, we can't be solely reliant on Elon, and that's not fair to him, and I don't think it's healthy for us. You know, I just see him as a awesome addition to this whole thing. But let's just think about this for a moment. What has made this woman so upset? She's literally upset that Elon's living in a 375 square foot home. And she's upset that he's living his personal life. He's living very modestly. And now it kind of comes to this the same kind of dullard argument that we got to circle back to, like before, wherein I did a couple shows on this about a couple months ago, wherein when Elon Musk was kind of going back and forth with Bernie Sanders, and I'm not saying one thing or another about Bernie Sanders, like love him or hate him. It's beside the point. I don't want this to get an overtly political thing, but Bernie Sanders took a swipe at Elon Musk on Twitter and basically said space exploration, you know, the fact that Elon and SpaceX are so focused and devoted to spending so much money on space exploration, that, well, you know, people are in need and are starving here on Earth is just absolute travesty and uncalled for and horrendous, and that makes Elon Musk a bad person. Look, firstly, it's not any one wealthy person's inherent responsibility to care for everyone else, in my opinion. That being said, this ultimatum wherein you either are for exploration, space exploration, or you're against trying to help the world, one way or another, I just reject the ultimatum and flatten his face. And that is what we're seeing here with this article. It's this kind of like faux ultimatum. Like, either you care about rockets or space exploration, or you care about making Earth a better place. Pick one. It's like, it's just so overly simplistic and immature to me. It's like, you can walk and chew gum. You can walk and chew gum. And plus, another thing that folks with this perspective don't necessarily take into account is all the incredible amounts of technological advancements that have come underway exclusively through the things that we've learned through space exploration. I mean, there have been, if you just even Google, let's say, have been invented from space exploration. How about that? Okay, here's just a few examples, right? Here's a few inventions that we use every day that have been created as the consequence of space exploration. Artificial limbs. Well, that's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big one. Cochlear implants. Cochlear implants. Making people able to hear. LASIK. LASIK eye surgery. Infrared ear thermometers. Ventricular assist devices. Invisible braces. So you don't have to be a visible brace face if you don't want to. Oh man, I wish they had those for me when I was in first grade. Insulin pumps, kind of important. Scratch surface lenses, hello. Dust busters. You know, that one's less critical, let's be honest, folks. But it's nice to have a little dust buster around with a little bzzz. I do like a good dust buster. Dust buster. Shock absorbers for buildings, kind of important. And solar cells, and the list goes on, the list goes on. Also, I would argue, let me see in the chat. Let me catch up with you guys. I didn't mean to ignore you guys. I just got really into this story and my critique of it. Design says, I would argue a majority of females who invest are into Dogecoin and Elon. I think you're right, Design. I think you're right. Dogecoin has more women in it than any other faction in cryptocurrency, hands down. It's not even close. There was data that came out months ago, and I've tried to look for this data exhaustively since then. I haven't been able to find where it was originally posted. But Billy Marcus remembers it, and Billy Marcus posted it. And Billy Marcus and me posted it like on the same day or a day apart. And I went back to try to find it, and the link is like down or something. I don't know. But it's stated that Dogecoin specifically has about 300% more women involved in it than any other cryptocurrency faction on the scene. You know? And I think it's just like a natural, I like it. It's a natural progression. It also shows that we're cool. We're the cool club in terms of, we're the fun club in terms of cryptocurrencies go. When all the ladies pour in, then you're doing something right. You're doing something right. You're fostering an environment that's hospitable, that's open, that's welcoming, that's fun, that's creative, that's also making money. All these things together. Banks Dunn says, I'm telling you, we need a Girls of Doge calendar. What do you say? This isn't the first time this topic's come up before. I wouldn't be opposed to helping to facilitate something like that. Yeah, so anyway, back to where I left off. Left off before that tangent. So also, another thing to keep in mind is Elon Musk's don't come along every day. And as Elon stated before, I think he made a really good point in terms of space exploration. Since 1969 till present moment, we haven't really made a ton of progress since we first landed on the moon. We had a lot of halts. We had a lot of defunding. We had a lot of stagnation, honestly, in NASA. Like vast stagnation due to the priorities of both our elected leaders and I would argue a lack of inspiration from the public in relation to space travel, right? And now that we have an Elon Musk who's brilliant and he has the resources and he's got the drive and he's got the brains and he's got the leadership abilities to have the right teams in place in order to make all these things happen. Guys, Elon Musks don't come along every generation, is what I'm saying. And so while he's on the planet, I think it's important that we seize on that and capitalize on it and make as much progress as we can while Elon's still alive. Because we don't know when another one's going to happen. We don't know when another one's going to happen. And the amount of technological inventions and advancements that will keep happening as a consequence to these expeditions it's the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. What's up, David? What's up, Abstractus? Bring the USSR back to make space exploration great again, Stormer says. Yeah, the space race, the great space race between Russia and the USA was a pretty epic. Remember, all the way through the 80s, there was the big Russia rivalry. It makes you think of Rocky IV. Makes you think of Rocky IV. Makes you think of that James Brown scene. I'm living in America. I like that song. Living in America. Anyone here see Rocky IV? You know what I'm talking about. And then Weird Al Yankovic came out with a parody version of Living in America called Living with a Hernia. Living with a Hernia. Oh, man. Luminal says, women of Doge is strong. Some of the smartest takes on Twitter I've read from the ladies in Doge. Yeah, completely concur. The topic was brought up in January with Steve and I. Well, which topic, Marcus? Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. Let's see. So let me get back to this article. I just kind of want to finish it up here. Then she, towards the end of the article, she says, after just ripping him a new one after the other, she says, I'll give him credit where it's due. Musk's carbon footprint is lower by billionaire standards. And then she backhands it with, which isn't saying much. Bill Gates, for example, who is trying to turn himself into a thought leader on climate crisis, is responsible for far more emissions. Now, that's the first thing this journalist has made solid sense on in this article. That I completely concur with. Still, it's more than a little nauseating to watch a billionaire whose wealth has rocketed during a global pandemic be venerated for living modestly. It's also bizarre to watch him boasting about not owning property during a housing crisis. Thanks to decades of trickle-up economics, nearly 500,000. You know what? I get it. But it's just to me, even just reading this in the writing style, it just sounds so petty. Doesn't it sound so petty? Elon Musk is such a weird target of your ire. The guy who's responsible for pumping out 75% of the world's electric vehicles. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And then suddenly, he's the ire, and he becomes the ire and the target for people like this's frustrations over the pandemic and American workers and what she's calling trickle-up economics. And he just becomes kind of like this big scapegoat. It's a very overly simplistic take. To make one billionaire figurehead, right? There's just a lot more nuance to this this whole thing than, in my opinion, what she's giving credence for. But, you know, what do you expect from someone who writes a weekly column called This Week in Patriarchy, which is about cats and sexism? Patriarchy. Anyway, guys. Let me get to the chat. See what you guys are talking about. We got TJ Braymiller, my favorite WWE sounding wrestler name of the community, is in here. We've got TJ Braymiller coming to you, jumping off that third turnbuckle. It's TJ Braymiller. We got Kama DeLuffy. Crypto Tank Girl, she snuck in here somewhere. Hey, Ralph, what's up? Ralph in New York. Okay, I was just kind of catching up on the chat there. Let's see here. What's the next thing I had? I definitely got some other things. Check this out. So, our friend Matt Wallace made the news on Bazinga again. How Dogecoin could reach $1 according to Matt Wallace. This came out today around noon. Matt Wallace is as close as you can get to a Doge-centric expert on his YouTube video, Final Stand. Wallace covers everything under the moon when it comes to Dogecoin. Yeah, and he's got 250,000 subscribers. Oh, man. He's amassed over 100,000 subscribers in a very short amount of time. It wasn't not too long ago. He said 150,000. What happened? Earlier this year, Wallace was featured in Bazinga's Power Hour, where he gave an ambitious Dogecoin target of $1. Bazinga followed up with Wallace this week to see if his views had changed. When you look at the metrics behind the scenes, you can see a lot of the energy coming in this recent run from other countries, Wallace said. A lot of the past runs have been predominantly and exclusively really for most of the big action in the United States, he added. This time you're seeing Binance play a bigger role, and that's one of the top exchanges in the world. It's not as popular in the US, which means we are now seeing markets, most likely in Asia and Europe, starting to really move to accumulate more Doge, which I think is going to lead to the next big step. Matt Wallace went on to say, my prediction for Doge is that we will absolutely going past $1. I think it's inevitable. It does take a few things to go right, but at the very least, if it doesn't seem to happen quickly, when we see a physical Dogecoin being placed on the physical moon to the space billboard, all of that is going to cause the price to move upward. If it doesn't happen quickly, it'll happen eventually. You know, I think those were very measured, responsible remarks from Matt on this interview. I think he did well. I like that he summed it all up with, if it doesn't happen quickly, it'll happen eventually. I think that's fair, accurate, and responsible. But anyway, good to see our buddy Matt in the news doing his thing. Just drawing more attention to the Dogementum and whatnot. If Tesla was unionized, it would be a different thing, Junior Hall says. Yeah, I mean, there is some criticisms there of Musk for a lack of unionization in Tesla. Myself personally, I'm not anti-union. I'm definitely pro-union, but I'm kind of a moderate on it. Especially when I think about my own experiences with unions throughout my life. I've been involved in some unions that were really good, and I've been involved with another union that was very stagnating to my personal ability to work up and progress. So I've experienced both things, and it opens up a wider question too. Should there be, mandatory unions or not? Because if the CEO is an exceptional CEO and is taking care of his employees or her employees exceptionally well, then what? So it just opens up a lot of questions. I don't mean to open up a huge debate, pro or anti-union. I just have I guess I have a nuanced view on that. Let's see here. Someone called me Stevie Steve. David called me Stevie Steve. David said, I know a lot of folks that worked at Tesla. David said, unions are great, but it very much depends on your industry. I think that's a fair statement. Very much depends on your statement. Rodrigo says, I'm a union member, and we have done a lot of work for Tesla. Nice. Thank you for sharing, Rodrigo. Good to hear. Stormer says, mandatory unions are terrible. Public sector unions. Okay, so, mandatory unions. I'm not sure if I'm for that. But I'm not anti-union. I just, I feel like I'm just a moderate there. I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to move on, guys. Anyway, so next story here. This comes courtesy of the Tech Times. Tech Times. Written by, now this guy's name that wrote the article for the Tech Times, it's his name is Urian B. How would you pronounce Urian? Urian. It's gotta be Urian. And I shouldn't even be making fun of that. The person that has that name, like they haven't already heard it, like everywhere they went under the sun. It's probably, when you grow up with a name like that, it's kind of like reminds me of like A Boy Named Sue, the Johnny Cash song. Anyway, title of this article is Elon Musk recalls trying to get a job at Netscape, but due to shyness, decided to start his own company. Remember Netscape? Oh my gosh, Netscape. And there's a picture of here, Elon from the 90s in this, in a vest and a button-up shirt. Elon Musk didn't always decide to become an entrepreneur. In fact, like most people, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX once decided to try to get a job. The company that the now one of the richest men in the world tried to apply is Netscape. A Twitter post written by Tesla owners of Silicon Valley account. It's a good account if you guys want to follow that. It's very interesting. Lots of cool Tesla content and videos. Shared a video of Elon sharing that he had to try to apply to Netscape once and then started to hang out in the lobby. He's reportedly too shy to talk to anyone, realizing that he had to start his own company. That is very interesting. And this is in the 90s, you guys. This is the 90s. Elon Musk tried not to give up and hung out at Netscape in the Netscape lobby, but remained too shy to talk to anyone. He explained that it was pretty embarrassing and noted that he was too scared to talk to anyone before leaving. After this, Elon Musk found Zip2, which is now known as PayPal, and the rest is history. I didn't know that before reading this article. I just thought it was kind of interesting. But remember Netscape, you guys? Oh my gosh. I remember the Netscape browser. It wasn't a very fast browser. It definitely wasn't a fast browser. That thing was molasses. But I remember the super pixelated Netscape, like planet moving. Yeah, I was actually extremely shy in high school. I was very shy, very shy. I was very open and not shy in grade school, and then something happened when I transferred to high school, to a new high school. I got very shy. I was very shy all the way through high school. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. Not entirely unsurprising, though, given his quirky personality. But I just think it's interesting, rather than get over his shyness at that point, it caused him to start his own company. So he didn't have to be shy at his own company. So his complete lack of shyness ended up being a incredible motivator for him to spark a level of entrepreneurialism that is rarely seen in human history. It's interesting how the guts of this stuff, sometimes it just comes down to that. It kind of reminds me of when you get into the details of some of the history of world conflicts, particularly when you go back to like Renaissance times, in that era, between territories. So many of those things were all over like a woman. Two guys that were in leadership positions in like neighboring territories, getting into it over the attention or love of one woman, and just sending lots of people to war over it. Totally stupid. History is so brutal, man. History is so brutal. Do you play PC games, Steve? No, I don't. I am one of the few live streamers in crypto-centric live streamers that doesn't have a background in gaming. I'm not a gamer. Now, I grew up on old school video games like the early Nintendos and things like that, and I used to go to arcades a lot when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I played a lot of video games. But the older I got, not that I don't like video games, I just didn't have the time. TJ Braymiller, $5 super chat. You should stay live until Doge hits 35. Oh, that might be a tall order. That could be like a really, really long stream. It could be. Stay live until Doge hits. Stay live till 35, he says. Elon Musk 2017, all about Tesla. Yeah. Stay live till 35. 35 cents. I made it past 35 years of age, so that's something. That's something. Marcus, shots fired. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about, buddy? Let's see. We've got Bazinga, another Bazinga article written by my favorite journalist name in all of Bazinga land, and that is Shivdeep Diwali. Shivdeep. It's a pretty badass first name, Shivdeep. Like I said, it just sounds like a 70s gang member, like a gang leader. 70s gang leader, Shivdeep. There's a growing buzz around Dogecoin Ethereum collaboration. Here is what that progress looks like. There's a growing buzz around Dogecoin and Ethereum. Here are the key things you need to know about the link between the two major cryptocurrencies. Much support, much wow. Last month, Vitalik Buterin, co-creator of Ethereum, revealed in conversation with Lex Friedman that Dogecoin proved to be one of his best investments. Buterin had days earlier said that a secure Doge Ethereum bridge would be amazing. Anyway, the bridge explained, quite simply, the bridge allows a user to send Dogecoin from its native blockchain to the Ethereum blockchain, where it is then converted into tokens that can interact with others like DeFi. After all that, the token can be reconverted to Doge and brought back to the Dogecoin blockchain through a bridge. Not only can this extend the functionality of Doge like smart contracts in DeFi, the token form factor of Doge can also enjoy faster transaction speeds. Even faster? Even faster, Steven Steele? Yes, even faster. Oscar Ginsberg, a developer, he's the primary developer at Ethereum right now, reveals that the new bridge will allow Dogecoin to be used in a DEX, DeFi, or any other D app, like any other ERC. Building the bridge, well, all the talk of the bridge makes the news. The connect between the two cryptocurrencies is still a work in progress. Ginsburg told Bazinga that the release date is yet to be established. He confirms that there is a working prototype in place. When asked if the growing popularity in Dogecoin has resulted in a boost of the development's team members, Ginsburg said, a lot of people have approached us, but most people are non-technical, just Doge fans. I like that. So yeah, just a little bit more details, guys, on the Doge ETH bridge, incoming ETH bridge. When it's going to be, out for everyone, I don't know. I know they finished it. I know the bridge is finished. Last I heard, they were just kind of polishing details, and that was like a full month ago that I heard that. So I would figure by now they're close to wrapping this thing up. When it brings to market, I'm not sure. Crypto Tank Girl says, I'm 35. Abstractus Articus is 36. How old are you guys? If you feel comfortable sharing your age. If you don't, that's fine too. Understand. I'm just curious. Once in a while, I'll do an age check in the chats. And sometimes it varies. Sometimes it can really vary. Let's see here. Any Gen Z watchers? We'll find out in a moment, Stormer. Kyle's 31. Doge Leprechaun. I love that name, Doge Leprechaun. 43. Bang Stun says, you first, Steven. See what you did there. Stormer, 21. Awesome. Elrond Hubbard, I see what you did there with your name. 38. 32, Rodrigo. RW, 50. Old man. 50 is not old in the grand scheme of things. You are seasoned at the prime of your life. Do you know how many women love older men? It's the one of the most instinctive, the primal instincts of women to be drawn to older, confident men. It'll always be that way. 50, my friend, don't get down on yourself. Nick Parma, 22. Ramon's 33. Steve Voss, 36. Junior Hall, 65. Awesome. I love it, Junior. Abstractus Artemis. Stormer's Gen Z. Yes, Stormer's Gen Z. Dan the Man, 28. Jason Smith, 37. KP Moore, 30. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. I think we have about all the ages that are in that people want to share, but a really nice cross section, right? Really nice cross section, anywhere from like early 20s all the way up to 60 something. I love it. Brad Hassang, 26. There's an old saying. Well, it's actually not an old saying. I think it's a saying that I started. And that is this. We're all the same age sometime. 11 teen. I'm guessing Steven Steele is between 36 and 40. He has dropped hints of when he was a little kid. No comment. Norberto Conde, 57. Nice, Norbert. I hope I'm saying your name right. Norberto Conde. Yes. I love it. Kyle says, I wish I was 42 or 69. Very good, sir. Fabio, welcome. 39 years of age. If you started it, is an old saying. That's pretty good. Not too shabby. Well done, my friend. Well, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I see there's some new names in the chat. I'd love to have you join this community. We've got an awesome community here, and I live stream very regularly. And we just kind of got a unique vibe here. It's, we're crypto-centric. I'm obviously very Doge-centric, but it's, as you guys can tell, it's kind of more like news talk show podcast format. It's just kind of unlike anything else you'll get in the crypto space, in my opinion. And we just got an awesome community here. So feel free to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the all on the notification bell. And yeah, so I think I'm going to wrap this one up. The only reason why is because I'm going to come back on in about 35, 40-ish minutes, guys. I'm going to come back with a members only stream for those of you who want to go the distance with after hours. So I'll be doing a members only live stream in about 35, 40 minutes. Okay. I just got to take a break and, take care of a few things, and then we'll be back. I will be posting a link to them. And how do you become a member? You're like, well, I want to be in the members only chats. It's simple. You just press join, and then there's 3 tiers of membership options, and entry level is only $4 a month. It's only $4 a month, and that unlocks all the members only features, and we have a great time. We get a little bit more detailed, a little bit more candid. It gets a little spicy sometimes, and I go into a bit more detail about my personal portfolio and stuff like that. We have a good time. And then also, if you haven't joined the Discord, my Discord is free to join. And for those of you who are members or soon to be members, if you're looking for the link of where to go, for sure, I will be posting it in the Discord. I will also be posting it on Twitter. Sorry, and it should get your notification. Just make sure your notification bell's on too. That way, between those 3 things, you'll be covered. But if you haven't joined the Discord yet and you want to join the Discord, that's free to do so. I'm going to post a link to the Discord in the chat right now. Crypto Tank Girl tapping out soon. I get nights like that too, Crypto Tank Girl. Believe it or not, as much as of a night owl as I am. Kyle S. says, Steven, I feel like your stream has more substance, so you attract that target audience, whereas some other streams are all hype and attract that target. I think that's pretty well stated. I kind of come from the perspective, whether you're like a Matt Wallace or a Miles G or a Living with Lucy or Crypto Batman. I see us as all kind of pushing for general similar objectives, but have totally different deliveries stylistically, right? And my show is distinctly different from all of those. And it's just its own flavor. It's just an extension of my personality and my brain and how I think about things, how I approach things. I think this show's a bit more, it's a bit more nuanced. And I do think it's a bit more substantive in terms of just like stories and talk surrounding crypto and Doge and all this stuff. So, and I like that it's not just only crypto all the time. And I would get bored to death. It's just my personality. Look, I will be the first person to admit there are other channels you can go to for more thorough, in-depth technical analysis on a regular basis. I'll be the first person to admit that to you. I enjoy some good TNA, and it's not just limited to charts, my friends. But that being said, I can't just stay there. It would drive myself mad if I were to live stream a couple hours a day just doing TA on charts over and over again. I like to talk. I like to mix it up. I like to, you guys know my style. You know how I do it. Anyway, guys, keep an eye out for that members only chat coming up. Make sure your notification bell is set on all so you know where to go. This was a lot of fun. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out. What a great community. What an awesome community we are growing every day here. You guys are awesome. Keep up the Dogementum. And members, and if you want to be a member, just click that join button, and we'll see you in about 35 minutes. Just finished. See you members in about 35 minutes. Until next time, guys, this is Steven Steele signing out.
You had that third failure in a row. Did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up. I mean, I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated.
There are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult. Probably not the guy that most people would bet on.
Who wins?
It's like a little kid fighting a bunch of sumo wrestlers. Usually the sumo wrestlers win. We're a little scrappy company. Every now and again, a little scrappy company wins. And I think this will be one of them.
Everyone from the Doge community that's in here tonight, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Right at this moment, I want you to stop what you're doing. Even anything else you might be doing, we'll have in the stream. And I want you to look. I want you to look at that computer screen monitor or that TV screen in front of you with that thumbnail art and my voice coming through to you right now. And I want you to understand one big, simple, epic concept. We are going to win. We are going to win. We are going to win. We've got the Dogementum. Can you dig it?
Maybe have some fun. I mean, it's like there's a good chance that crypto is the future currency of Earth. Right. And then it's like, well, which one is it going to be? Like, what would be the most ironic outcome? That the currency that was invented as a joke, in fact, becomes the real currency.
Right. Wow. No, absolutely. To the moon.
To the moon.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?